Did you know having high blood pressure puts you at an increased risk of experiencing a heart attack or stroke? What's even more concerning is that half of the US population is at risk because they can't or don't know how to manage their hypertension. So how can you control and lower your blood pressure? There is so much information out there it can be overwhelming to go through, let alone know what's fact or fiction, but don't worry, we've got your back. Today's video will debunk some common myths about hypertension and teach you ways to lower your blood pressure. Watch till the end, learn new facts, and discover all you need to know about managing hypertension. Hey viewers, I'm Dr. Sophia Fahl and welcome to the Lovers of Good Health channel. Before we begin, kindly use some time to subscribe to this lovely channel and leave us a like on this video to support the channel. Thanks for doing that. Now let's begin. Let's start with busting some widespread myths about hypertension. Myth number 1, blood pressure isn't a serious issue. Just because high blood pressure is so common doesn't mean it's not a big deal. It's a preventable health concern that, if left ignored, could increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, heart failure, kidney disease, vision loss, peripheral artery disease, and brain dysfunction. None of these conditions are simple health issues. They can cause pain and discomfort, and even result in death. Myth number 2, hypertension runs in the family, so there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. You might have heard somebody saying this, or you could be one of the proponents of this idea. But it turns out that this is only partially true. Studies have shown that hypertension can be a hereditary issue, passed down to generations, but is equally avoidable. If you have been justifying your unhealthy habits by saying either way, your blood pressure will be high, then sorry to burst your bubble, but you might be at fault all along. Myth number 3, you're reaching your 50s, your blood pressure will be high regardless. Does aging make you more prone to high blood pressure? Yes. Are you bound to get hypertension with age? No. High blood pressure as you age depends on your lifestyle habits, not how many years you've been alive. Yes, aging is a risk factor for hypertension, but it's not necessarily a contributing cause. If you are eating more processed foods, a high-sodium diet, or excessive sugary treats, you can expect hypertension to be a regular concern. Myth number 4, no table salt means no high blood pressure. If you think entirely avoiding table salt can help you lower your blood pressure, you got it all wrong. High blood pressure has numerous factors associated with it, of which sodium intake is the most famous. Minimizing sodium in your diet will help you regulate your blood pressure, but you can also find high amounts of salt in other food items without even knowing. Ultra-processed foods such as bread, pizzas, pasta, sandwiches, cold cuts, cured meats, burritos, and tacos are rich in sodium. So, while cutting back on table salt is a good idea, it won't be of significant help unless you take care of other salty treats you keep eating. So, what are the acceptable levels of blood pressure? Blood pressure is measured in millimeters of mercury, and is assessed using systolic over diastolic blood pressure. Systolic pressure is the maximum pressure exerted on your artery walls during the contraction of the ventricles of your heart. Diastolic pressure is the minimum pressure recorded just before the next contraction. An average medically fit person should have 120 to 80 mm Hg as their blood pressure. However, it varies from person to person, and minor changes in the readings are permissible. But if your levels lie above this range, or below 130 to 80 mm Hg, your blood pressure is considered elevated. How can you lower your blood pressure? 1. Being physically active is crucial. Studies have shown that aerobic exercise can lower your blood pressure, both systolic and diastolic, by an average of 4%, which is as good as relying on medicine prescriptions. As we train daily, our hearts get used to the increased heart and breathing rates. Over time, it gets stronger and pump with less effort. It can counter stress healthily, and there is less pressure on your arteries, resulting in low blood pressure. Being a couch potato isn't going to help you in any way, but only increase your share of problems. So what's stopping you from hitting your targets? Get into action mode, put on your shoes, and go for a run. 2. On that note, losing extra weight is another way to lower your blood pressure. Studies have shown that excess weight can lead to the deposition of fat tissues in various parts of your body, in turn elevating your blood pressure. Additional fat can increase your insulin resistance and create an extra burden on your blood vessels, resulting in hypertension. Anything more than your body mass index can increase your risk of diabetes and cardiovascular problems, which are the leading causes of death worldwide. 3. Do you have a sweet tooth? Sorry to tell you, it's time to cut back on your sugar intake. Candies, chocolates, sugary drinks, brownies, and desserts can entice you, but they are incredibly harmful to your health. Too much sugar can signal your brain to produce more insulin, the hormone the pancreas produces that controls the amount of glucose in your bloodstream. Extra insulin causes inflammation in your blood vessels, making them thicker and narrow, restricting your blood flow. Too much sugar also causes insulin resistance, which then results in diabetes. Studies have shown that being diabetic doubles your hypertension risk and increases your risk of other illnesses. 4. Reduce your salt intake and increase potassium in your diet. Excessive salt intake is known to create extra pressure on the walls of your arteries, resulting in hypertension. But here comes potassium. It drives sodium out of your body and helps ease the tension in your blood vessels. Include more potassium-rich foods in your diet, like yogurt, milk, fish, bananas, apricot, avocado, sweet potatoes, and spinach. 5. And say no to processed foods. In the need to strike a balance between your work and personal life, you often forget to pay attention to your meals. You grab whatever you can from the nearby stores and rely heavily on fast food and takeout. This makes you dependent on processed foods, which contain high amounts of salt, sugars, fats, and harmful additives that can take a toll on your blood vessels and raise your pressure by enormous amounts. So cutting back on processed foods can be a smart way to regulate your blood pressure. Try preparing meals at home, and switch out burgers and pizzas for salads and chicken bowls. 6. You need to quit smoking. Have you been trying to quit smoking for a while, but are finding it increasingly difficult? Well then, here's the deal. Either you quit smoking or join the club of 80% of smokers with hypertension. Smoking increases your systolic blood pressure yearly by 0.5 millimeters of mercury, which is quite a lot. Studies have shown that smoking hardens your arteries and increases the risk of cardiac arrest or stroke, which takes almost 18 million lives each year. If the numbers don't do the trick, a combination of counseling and procedures is one of the more effective ways to put down cigarettes. 7. Try to rejuvenate your mind and live a stress-free life. Daily, we can encounter challenges. Sometimes, in the form of issues at the workplace, a minor rift with co-workers, or probably a strain caused by your personal life. No matter the reason, you need to remember that the amount of stress you put on your brain affects your overall well-being. Studies have shown that anxiety and depression can significantly increase your risk for hypertension. This happens because when your brain struggles to overcome negative thoughts, it needs more energy to process things properly. This creates undue pressure on your heart, which has to work harder to fulfill your needs, resulting in increased blood pressure. Meditating and deep breaths can help ease anxious thoughts and lower blood pressure. 8. Make sure to get a good and restful sleep. No matter how normal it may seem, staying up late at night and binge-watching a TV series can do more harm than you can imagine. Studies have shown that sleep deprivation can often put you one step closer to the risk of high blood pressure. This is because sleep loss activates your sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for responding to dangerous and stressful situations. Your body considers sleep deprivation a stress condition and increases your heart rate and blood supply. As a result, your blood vessels experience increased pressure, leading to hypertension. Evidence suggests that sleeping less than 5 hours a night can significantly increase your risk of hypertension. So, to ensure sound sleep, try exercising during the daytime, making your bedroom cozy and comfortable, reducing excess screen time, and practicing meditation before bed. 9. Minimize your alcohol consumption. Studies have often linked alcohol consumption with raised blood pressure, which is why it is important to drink in moderation. For every 10 g of alcohol consumed, your blood pressure rises by 1 mm of mercury. Moderate drinking refers to 1 drink daily for women and 2 for men. Binge drinking and heavy alcohol can be fatal for your health and increase your blood pressure by enormous amounts. So be mindful of how much you drink and know your limits. 10. Eat protein-rich foods. Those who eat more protein have a lower risk of hypertension. A study found that those who ate 100 g of protein daily had a 40% lower chance of high blood pressure than those on a low-protein diet. And it's easy to reach 100 g of protein targets through your daily dietary intake. Foods like canned tuna, salmon, eggs, milk, chicken breast, beef, chickpeas, and nuts can be your go-to options. Besides, protein is also beneficial in various cellular roles of your body and helps build muscle mass. So, go ahead and make some great additions to your diet. Adopting healthy habits in your daily routine and maintaining healthy blood pressure levels is important. What myths have you heard about blood pressure? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for your time. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more content like this one. Bye for now.